In Kashmir, there are many canals and waterways. Many of the people travel about by boat on the waterways. They get water from the canal to help the vegetables to grow. The women work very hard, sifting and pounding the corn to make flour and bread. Other people grow fruit and vegetables. This means a lot of hard work. But you know, gardening is not the only work they do. This girl has a basket full of coloured wools. She's going to join her family to start the day's work at a very important job. She and her brothers and sisters are all very good at embroidering carpets. Hundreds of families in Kashmir embroider patterns on carpets. The grandparents, parents and children all sit round in the garden and make beautiful designs in coloured wool. But where does the wool for the carpets come from? It's brought on the backs of mules. They bring the wool from the Himalayan mountains. These are the Himalayas. The mules have come right down through the mountains. And after weeks of travel, they can now rest before going back over the mountains again. There's the wool. This wool is from goats, and this from sheep. The shawls from goat's wool are so fine that you can pull them through a ring. Sheep's wool is used for rugs and carpets. First, the wool has to be untangled. And then it's spread over a mat, and they press it with that pronged stick. Then they roll the mat and the wool tightly together. This has to be done several times. And after more rolling, they soak the rug with soap and glue to make it strong and flat. And then they wash it to make it soft and clean. Then artists draw patterns on the rugs. And then the families can start the embroidery in coloured wool. They use a small hook to make the stitches. Now just look at all these different patterns. Many families in Kashmir embroider rugs and carpets year after year. And they all work together. Near the streams that run down from the Himalayas, there are great forests. Hundreds and hundreds of trees. So many men in Kashmir make things of wood, like boats. Now, this is quite a small one. But you know, sometimes they build houseboats, which are really floating houses. You can see this one has a roof and windows just like a house. And when several houseboats are tied up close to each other, they look like houses in a street. But of course, the street is a lake. Do you see the man sitting on the steps? It's rather like sitting by your front door, watching the people go by, isn't it? Some of the small boats are like floating shops, or perhaps more like stalls in a market. This one sells flowers. And here comes the greengrocer with fresh vegetables. You know, if you look out for the boats, you can buy almost anything. But life is not all work. This family is having a picnic on a boat.